Attention, everybody. The views expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, and or their affiliates, subordinate ministries, and or nonprofits. So without any further ado,
it's the Morning Mouth on a Monday.
Monday. You can tell by the location of the sun in the room.
And the Johnny Rooster's in the house with the Pastor Matt. I was going to call you Mad Matt, but you know, you're not mad.
Mad Matt. Is that too loud? Is that song too loud?
If it's too loud, you're too old.
I've heard somebody say that before.
Turn it up. Don't they say turn it up?
Turn it up. That's
That's that other band.
What's the name of that band?
Sweet
Leonard
Home.
Skinner. Yeah.
Sweet Home Skinner.
You know, that was accidental.
Turn it up. But it sure didn't make a nice sound.
It really did. His kid, well, he was really telling the guy, turn it
In
up
fact,
in
we
my
could
headphones.
just talk over the song, the entire song.
During the entire
Yeah.
song. That would stress
Just
people
keep-
out.
Yeah. Are you guys okay with that?
I was waiting for the
Good morning. It's a Morning Mouth with Johnny Rooster.
Pastor Matt. Wait for the I'm waiting for the hook. You ready? It's called I'm Forgiven. Is the name
All
of
right,
the song.
here we go. Build it up.
Yeah.
And fade out. And we're fading out. In Radio Land, TV Land,
All right.
all
So
over
good morning.
the world. Good morning. It's great to be alive on May the 4th. Pastor Matt, I'm Johnny Rooster, your host, and Pastor Matt is side by side with me. We got this great dilemma. Matt, do you feel free today?
What?
Do you feel free? I mean, this
I
is
do
the day,
I know.
Liberation Day.
It's like you want to take a big, deep breath of that free air, but then you think there's possibly still some COVID out there.
Come out of quarantine.
Or,
Or,
man, it sucks that we're not open up yet.
yeah, or it's kind of like, remember when the Bullwinkle show, they had these titles.
Hey,
Stay
lucky.
tuned next week for, then they'd say this title.
Will they be
or
open?
Will it
or
be
will
this?
they be?
Yeah, if we're open, we're happy. If
Will the quarantine be open?
I've been asking for weeks now. Do people appreciate the safety precautions, or are they simply annoyed? On the other hand, let me hear you this. Are you comfortable staying home now, and it's like a drag to get out again?
You know, I think that probably.
That could be a real reality for some of you guys.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, you might get comfortable on the couch.
Yeah, well, you know, there
watching
are people
the TV
that are
and the
that
Netflix.
there are people that are getting unemployment that is insanely large amount compared to what they normally make.
Is this because
Um,
why would they be getting more than what they normally would make?
well, what they did was to help them because
Combat pay.
unemployment doesn't exactly pay the exact amount that you make. They have like a cap.
True.
So if let's say
Let's say somebody's getting $600 a week normally.
right, and you go and you only get $300 a week.
Yeah, it'd be about half for unemployment.
Yeah. Plus, they're doing it also to stimulate the economy so that it doesn't go completely under. Apparently,
Because even economies need a good stimulation from time to time.
That's right. I'm a member of this group on Facebook. It's
Sounded
called
like I was on helium there.
Updated, Not Stimulated,
You
and
know, if
it's
you
about
say that,
people who. Well, it's about it's.
Put
it's,
that on a T-shirt and make it confusing.
No, it would be confusing, but
Like-
this is all about been able to update your direct deposit info in the IRS.gov website, but you haven't been stimulated yet.
Right.
You haven't got the stimulus check.
I haven't got my stimulus. Have you got your stimulus? That could be like it got
Oh,
milk. Got
shit.
milk.
The girl that started it got over 2,000 people in like a matter of 48 hours into this group.
Well,
But she's really involved in she posts a lot. Of course, she said that she's a non-essential, so she's at home, and she hasn't received hers yet either. But there's a lot of really good uplifting stuff at the time, which would be last couple weeks ago.
yeah.
You know,
It was such a topic in April. Everybody was
it was such a
it
topic
was
in
so weird
April.
because that is so April.
That is so April.
So April.
Now we're in May,
I
May
know.
4th.
May the 4th.
May the 4th
Hey,
be
are
with
there
you.
are there any Star Wars fans out there? I'm sure
I don't
there
know.
are. Like
George
Obs-
Lucas, don't sue us.
Can we say Obs and Goodles? Obs and Goodles.
Obs and Goodles. I
Yeah,
like that
Obs
better.
and Goodles of them.
That's way better.
I've heard so many people raving about sci-fi in general. There's just a huge genre of culture.
I love sci-fi.
I mean, it's
I
like
read a lot of audiobooks that are sci-fi fantasy
Yeah.
audiobooks because I
That
can't
is such
sit.
a hook. My oldest son's name is Luke, so naturally I get a lot of.
But he's named after Luke in the Bible, Dr. Luke, right?
Yes, but it's still fun to say, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, and he says, no.
But he enjoys the
No, you're
sci-fi.
not.
My Luke enjoys the sci-fi. He's in his early 20s. A lot of people
I mean, who
from
wouldn't?
different generations love this same
Who
material.
What
You know?
kid would not want to be James Earl Jones's son?
Yeah, that's so cool.
I think
The
it's
boys.
funny how he voices it, but the guy that plays it is white.
Of course.
Now, funny thing, and it's not funny, it's pretty cool actually. James Earl Jones put out a an audio Bible,
Okay. Yes.
and
yes.
it's all the CDs, all
heard
read
that.
by James Earl Jones.
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
In the
That's so
beginning,
cool.
there was a
I think
word.
Morgan Freeman would only be.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that would be. But James Earl Jones has a
Yeah.
distinctive voice.
Yeah,
In fact, anytime if he's available, we can have him on the show.
that would be great.
You're welcome on
James
Johnny
Earl
Rooster.
Jones.
Yeah, Morning
we would
Mouth.
love to have you.
Morning Mouth, we'd be glad to have you.
Yeah, we'll
On-
have you anywhere here.
You know how
anyone-
easy we sound, so desperate and easy when we do that. We should screen him first.
Yeah,
You know,
Bill,
if
make sure
James-
he's
We
okay.
get him on the phone. We're like, James Earl Jones. Yes, this is James Earl.
Yes, it's a James Earl Jones.
Would you please verify that you are the James Earl Jones? we don't want you just jumping onto our show, even
Now,
with a phone call.
I haven't heard anybody effectively
Yeah,
impersonate James Earl
yeah.
Jones.
I'm not going to even try it because it's distinct, and I'm
No,
not.
and
I'm not there yet.
It's great. No.
No.
Now Sean Connery, on the other hand,
Now, my guys, folks, my name's Johnny Rooster, and you might be thinking of WK something something in Cincinnati somewhere. But this guy is not Johnny Fever. Okay, I'm not a
No.
radio personality.
Rooster is short for Rooster Croft.
Yes.
Or
so I want you to know
Cockcroft.
that I'm not developed in my impersonation to the point of James Earl Jones or Samuel L. Jackson distinctions. We don't mention all these people's
Although
names.
Samuel L.
lightly.
Jackson's that guy. There was one of my favorite quotes in a
I
movie
could bug my eyes out a little more.
was
I'm very intense.
it's a pretty inappropriate movie, but it's called Ted, and
It's not to do with the
there was a
TED
girl-
Talks.
No, and there was a girl, and her name was Sam L. Jackson, and
The
she
girl's
was really
name
young,
is Sam.
and they're like, like, you're Sam L. Jackson. She goes, who's Sam L. Jackson? He goes, you know every movie ever, every
Yeah,
movie ever.
yeah, you know.
He's the black guy.
It's that guy. Come
It just-
on, where have you
It
been?
cracks me up.
Under a limestone somewhere?
I know.
Key lime?
You notice he's always yelling in his movies,
He's
and he plays in Star Wars as well.
not to disparage any local theater, but one local theater was kind of known for angry volumes and the scripting. I was an actor in
Okay,
this
you
theater.
need to explain what angry volumes means.
They have intense volumes for their character. One character is against Christianity, and it's kind of a thing. So his character increases the volume in an angry tone more than he should, and the director never curbed it. It was always accepted, and it went on for different plays. So that became a thing. It's like, oh, here's the angry tone guy.
I played the
Hey,
part
and
of a hillbilly in 8th grade. I played the part of this hillbilly.
You know, I can see you there.
But it was like a Romeo and Juliet of the mountains. We were mountain folk, and
Did you go
and
barefoot?
my son was in love with my rival's daughter.
Good thing
know.
it wasn't his sister.
And
Keep
right,
going.
well, you
Keep
never
going.
know.
Yeah, keep going.
But
Moving right along.
one of the parts on there was I got mad at this one reporter lady,
Yeah.
and she called me a hillbilly, and it made me mad.
Low
and I
life
went to
hillbilly.
well, but I totally during practice I totally overreacted about it. I did
Oh,
some
so
serious.
you were seriously angry while you were on
No,
the
I
stage?
overacted. Like I made it. I just instead of going, ugh, I just was like,
But I mean,
started-
on the stage,
on
in
the
front of
stage.
an audience,
well, yeah,
not rehearsal.
during practice.
Okay.
Right, and it was so funny that my teacher said, "You're doing that."
Do that again.
And so that got some of the biggest laughs. I was the comic relief of this
That
thing,
is
as
so
you
cool.
can well imagine. And then there was another part where I reached out and grabbed this girl and pulled her wig off, and that was in front of
the
the audience.
script?
And then yes,
Okay.
well I don't know what's
Hillbilly grabs wig.
I grabbed it and her hair came off, and I threw it down and I started stomping on it, and I was getting ready to shoot it because I thought it was a critter.
Okay,
I
there
was
you
like,
go. I can hear that. I can
Kill
see
it!
that.
kill it. Yeah, and it was fun. I really do miss miss
man,
that.
Stage acting is.
We practiced every day for months, and then we did 3 performances at night,
Yes.
and it was just so much fun. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the fake beard,
Yeah.
overalls, and then I was
By
an extra.
by ninth grade, this man of a man didn't need the fake beard. Okay.
No,
Just go ahead.
no, I wasn't able to grow facial hair until I was in my late 20s.
Oh my goodness.
Like I could grow it, but like this right here.
Your son is not following.
No, he grows it way faster.
Yeah.
You see this right here? This is actually this is probably
Faux fur.
almost a month.
This is actually
month.
faux fur, folks.
It's a
see.
month. Now this right here was still
No,
long. Yeah,
that's not a-
seriously.
no.
This is a month. I promise you.
So you're a baby face, doughboy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's because of the
We
chubbiness,
won't
you know.
mention any name that sounds like Hillsbury.
Or Hillsbury, yeah. Anyways, don't touch me there.
We knew there was a. We used to work with somebody that made that sound out of
Oh,
her
yeah?
nose, and it was supposed to be kind of entertaining. Yeah, she's got it. There's people in here. There's roosters and there's chickens and
That's Mama Hen
Mrs.
over there,
Mrs.
right?
Rooster.
Mrs. Rooster.
Yeah, she's the hen.
Yeah.
But she can make that little sound. It's like, and this coworker of ours is just so strange hearing that. We'd all turn and look, and then it's like, oh yeah, she's doing that for the audience. But speaking of being on stage, it's so fun being able to do it. But if you have, I've done a lot of stage acting.
Yeah, really.
I've blanked out one time.
That sucks.
I was facing the audience, which is the fourth wall. When you do the face toward the audience, it's the imaginary fourth wall. You're not supposed to acknowledge the audience. I did accidentally acknowledge them, and then my train of thought was lost. And I just stood there.
Hate it when that
I
happens.
stared at the spotlight, and I just looked up like I'm having an inspiration moment, and I stayed in character. But the other actors had to bail me out with some other lame line so that I could jump back on track.
Yeah.
Awful moment. If I turned away, it was.
And
it
that
would've been
happens a
worse. It's like,
lot.
here I am in the limelight, being a dork with no words.
Now my son, he's in the other room. He's an actor. He's a stage actor.
Yes.
He's been doing that since he was really little.
Oh, cool.
He's 17 now, and he does a lot of the more grown-up parts. But he's usually
With all the
he's
profanity
No, he's usually the comic relief
Oh,
as well.
okay.
I wonder where he gets that from. But I try to go to all of his shows.
Well, he seems real solid as far as research type of intellectual. So it's intriguing to think that he would be a more of an upbeat, flamboyant
oh,
personality.
yeah, he's a goofball, just like his
I
dad.
was kind of going to
The
cast him like. Remember, you
first-
guys probably listen to Morning Drive with Matt and Jay.
It's coming up now.
I
I'm
thought he's
probably
more-
working. I may not be wearing the same
No,
shirt.
I thought he's more like Jay than Matt, your son. I'm talking about he's more serious.
Oh, yeah, they're-
when he's on the Morning
You
Drive,
get
he's
them
all
two
like,
together?
Hey, they've had
Yeah.
Johnny Rooster on the Morning Drive. You guys know this. This is not new to some of you.
Well, that's why whenever they're both here, it's nice to have either you or Steve.
They got this big
Yeah.
dialogue going, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much heavy content here. Can I even pick it up? You know?
Yeah. And I'm glad to have another goofball on the show with me when
We
that
need to
happens.
pull
'cause
out
it's
our.
got to level
We
out.
got to pull out our Latin conversation. Just interrupt us. You know, you got to
Yeah.
do this thing.
What I want to do is I want to get those little service bells, ding ding.
Yeah, ding, ding.
And put them in front of each person.
Or we could just do the Ross Perot. Let me finish.
Man, let me finish. Anybody want to let me finish? Please let me finish.
Rodney
I'm
King,
finished.
the Rodney King interview. Well, wait, it wasn't Rodney King. Larry King.
Larry King.
You know Rodney King,
I don't know him personally,
but
but
you know about that. Okay.
yeah, of course. I didn't
How
quite
many
understand
names?
it back then.
How many names have we dropped in this show?
A bunch.
They're not sponsors.
Well, we don't talk about if there's no. Of course, people aren't sponsors.
People don't sponsor.
I mean, people do, and if
Oh,
you'd
hey,
like to,
people don't sponsor. Sponsor.
go to axmediagroup.com
There you
and
go.
check out how to do that.
Tell
there.
them a little about Axe Media Group and what they're about.
Calm down, everybody.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, Chicago.
All right,
Right.
we got a little cat in there. Sorry, I need to turn that
I
down.
feel like I got cat scratch.
fever.
Can we say that?
Yeah, we can.
Of course we can. We're free.
We can name
you
the
know what?
titles
Today
of
is
songs.
May the 4th.
Now, if we perform,
Yeah, we're not gonna-
the songs, that's a problem.
But
we can
we're
mention the
saying-
song.
Okay, so we're saying it's May the 4th. And Star Wars is the thing. And everybody, I want you to know who is. Put it in the comments. Seriously, I'm watching, even though I'm not watching. Put in the comments your favorite Star Wars character, or put in there if you don't like Star Wars or sci-fi. No sci-fi, because there's two different camps, Pastor
It
Matt.
says alien. Let's see what this sounds
Two
like.
different camps.
Yeah.
The sci-fi E's and the non.
Alien contact has been established.
What was that from?
I don't know. It just said
What did
alien,
it say?
alien content, alien contact.
You
has
just
been
pulled that
discovered.
up.
I've got a
You got kind of a
a
sound
whole
clip.
app here with hundreds of different.
Pastor Matt with app.
Yeah.
Pastor Matt's app. Matt's app. Matt's app. Matt's
So
app.
yeah, I agree with you. Who's your favorite?
Yeah, you either got your sci-fi people or your non-sci-fi.
Yeah.
if you're
some
sci-fi,
people are completely
This
non.
is May the 4th, and what that means for somebody who might have been under a limestone or under a big boulder,
or frozen in carbonite.
they may need to know this. May the 4th refers to May the Force. Can we
Yeah.
say that?
May the force.
Be with you.
May the
And you
force
know
be
how
with-
I think of that?
That the force. God. May God be with you.
Yes. You know,
God be with
when
you
I
till
first
we
when this
meet again.
the first Star Wars came out in 1977, as a youngster, I heard the church saying, "May the force be with you" as a negative because they're talking about a negative force. We don't always have to ascribe negativity to every force.
No, and if you actually watch the movie, the force itself is neither negative nor positive.
Right.
But
It's what
you know,
do with it.
of course, God, the force
The force.
is everything good comes from God.
Yes. Not
No.
Yoda.
No, no, not Yoda.
But Yoda's kind of cool.
No,
What is Yoda?
well,
Is he a gremlin? Seriously,
No.
let's get this
No,
out there,
and
and that
that's an
Johnny
old-
Rooster needs to know.
he is.
He's not a gremlin.
He's like thousands of years old.
But seriously, what species is he?
for those of you out there
Help
who
us
know,
out. What is his
um,
species?
I don't know what species.
What is
he
his genus?
I don't think nobody knows.
Well, is he supposed to be a reptilian species or a dinosaur?
I don't know. I don't know if he was
Well,
like.
he looks. I know his voice.
I think he
is
was
gonna
created by the Force.
Muppets.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, it was.
Be, we're talking.
I think
Jim.
the original Jim Henson actually
Jim
did the
Henson.
original,
Yeah.
the original one, and then all the other ones on there.
Can you do a little Yoda?
A little Yoda.
Yoda.
Trying to think of what.
Yeah, something with a reverse in the sentence, like.
Yeah, like. Thunder morning rooster morning Malthus.
Yeah.
Yes.
The morning mouth.
Show
with
me the
Johnny
dark
Rooster.
side.
So for those of you that might be tuning in, like right now, the morning mouth with Johnny Rooster. I'm your host and sidekick, Pastor Matt. We are here at Axe Media Group to bring you something different than what you
I
hear
don't,
in
I
other
don't kick
places.
him in the side
right?
that much. Yeah, right. Exactly.
We definitely don't want you to hear the same thing that other media outlets are always going on
right,
about.
because you're hearing a
'Cause
lot
we're-
about the stressful stuff.
We're free from some of that, and I know if the state's opening up, whatever, we're going to look kind of cautiously. What are we going to do now? It's kind of like coming out of hiding. What are we going to do when this whole pandemic thing feels like it's behind
Everybody's
us?
going to come out with pot bellies from
Yes, and
eating
pale
due to short
skin,
boredom. Sheer boredom.
Bloodshot eyes.
Bloodshot eyes. They might come out kind of like that movie Wall-E, where they
Yes.
come out of
They
there
come
all
out.
floating around and,
Yeah.
and they can't hardly walk because they've been sitting down and
There's
bored
been
for so
a
long.
lot of joking memes and what else? Little video clips about that, about how rotund everybody's going to be, how long their hair is going to be with no haircuts. But seriously, what do you guys think about emerging back into society? Will it be life as usual on this planet, or will it be a different kind of life?
I think it's probably, in my opinion, I think it's going to be different for quite a while. As far as like people are still going to be wearing masks, people are still going to be like keeping away from each other, but there are people like
I'm a hugger.
like somebody. All right, I saw a meme, which memes are funny, and it was someone standing there by themselves in line, and then someone came up behind them, standing there, and then this
Yeah.
person behind them got a mad face and said, 6 feet. And they were the ones that intruded on that
Yeah, they
6 feet.
intruded, saying they're 6 feet.
Now, have you seen insert name here where they are counting how many people are going in the store and leaving, right?
Yes.
Well, whenever there's too many people in the store, there is a line of people, and they've got
Yeah.
stickers on the floor, on the ground,
yeah.
and it looks like, I don't know, it just looks sad for some reason.
It is sad, and I think a lot of things in our society now will be different, but many things are going to go back to the way they were. Just think about this. We got attacked on September 11th, 2001, and we were hyper-patriotic for, 3 weeks?
Yeah, where
You know?
everybody had.
But
No, it was
then-
more than that. It was more than that.
It was actually, it faded fast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then-
I mean, some people just go right back to the same old, same old.
Yeah. Well, I saw some stuff that was really cool. I saw kids playing outside.
Yeah.
How often do you see that anymore?
Right. Right. I know, and it's so.
Teenagers playing outside, shooting hoops with the
'Cause
neighbors.
They got no classes to go to.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody is mentioning. Actually, I'm remembering back in April when they were talking about this more. They said it's cleaner now. There's not as many people driving. There's less pollution. Let's
Right.
take a breather. Let's enjoy what we have. There's
And-
been kind of a reboot.
Yeah, and
It's
then
kinda like-
gas prices are so low.
Yes.
When this comes out, you can actually afford to go on a Sunday drive.
Right. And you can afford to do some things that you didn't with your time. I hope that all of you listeners, viewers out there have been using your time wisely, because you can create money, but you can't create time.
Right.
Time's
no.
very
Once you lose time, that's why taking someone's time
I'm
and
hear-
wasting it is worse. It's
I'm
bad.
hearing somebody all pinging in. Was that me or you?
No, that wasn't me. I have mine on vibrate.
Somebody's like rudely interrupting the
Going crazy.
morning mouth. Probably one of these fraudulent people. What time are we getting at here?
We got about 5 minutes left.
You tell you what, May the 4th is a big sci-fi thing. It's kind of what they do.
Well,
It's what
then
they look
it
forward to.
providing if the country is fully opened up or not. Usually there's a like a Comic-Con type of deal.
Yes.
But that's probably not going to happen.
Well, if anybody's put in the comments what their character is, what they like, what would you do if you could get out and be yourself in any character you wanted?
Right.
You could hide behind that character in public. If you were that kind of person, what would you, personally, Pastor Matt, what character would you want to be in the public if you couldn't be recognized as yourself?
Oh man.
Because I'm going to Darth Vader. I'm going right there because my son.
No,
I'm going to put that on.
yeah, I mean that's a
I'm
that's
gonna
a
go,
no.
That's what that's definitely what
I
I'd
get
wanna
really
do.
hot really fast, so Chewbacca. Now I also have a kind of dense.
There you go.
Um.
It's good.
But of course, then you've got Jar Jar Binks. He's
gosh.
funny.
Can you imagine a costume?
What's going down?
What about that? No, that's Jar Jar Binks. I'm thinking about the big one. What's the big guy?
Oh, Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, can you imagine how? That'd be crazy.
I wouldn't. I just
An outfit that size.
Unfortunately, there are some people out there that wouldn't need the outfit.
Jabba. if you or
If
anyone,
you are, we're not
you are
body
Jabba
shaming.
the Hutt.
I'm a big guy too. I could probably go as Jabba the Hutt. All I need is a tail. But sometimes you ever now. I feel like Jabba the Hutt sometimes when I'm sitting there like watching TV or something, and I'm like,
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
feel like I look like Jabba the Hutt.
If somebody's lost their job during this whole thing, they could be
Jabba the
Hunt. Ditto. We got it.
Wah,
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 wah. Jabba the Hunt. Yeah, well, what is there some really cool, reckless music that you have in your arsenal that's authorized that we can go kind of screaming away on, just giving you a heads up? Or we could do some really funny sound effects, like something of very like a treat for the ears. That's what we really need.
A treat for the ears.
A treat for the ears. It's Monday, guys. This is boring day for some people, but for some people, it's going back to work. So
Well,
let's get them back to work, man. Let's get them back.
Yeah, that's
Especially if they felt like they were called non-essential. That hurts my feelings. I'm non-essential. Can you imagine being called non-essential? I mean,
Yeah,
just by calling us essential is calling them non-essential.
right.
I think I'm going to stand up for the non-essential. Let's hear it for you non-essential people that have been quarantined and you've been inside this box forever.
Bored,
It's been 40
bored.
days and 40 nights and you don't have any bread or water.
Has it been 40 days and 40 nights?
That's what's cool about it. It has since March 23rd, the mandate. It's been 40 days till today is the
You know what's
40th
really
day.
you know what's really
It's a
funny?
biblical thing, man.
You know what's really funny? What's really okay? So if it's going to have been 40 days.
40 days fast. here.
Okay, so the mayor of Springfield,
Who might look like Donald Trump?
he might.
Springfield, Missouri. M.O. Okay. Hi.
I'm sorry,
Hope
Ken.
he's watching.
Sorry, Ken.
Hey, if he's welcome on the show.
He's an administrator at my church. So he doesn't
He may be on the Rooster Show.
he doesn't
one day.
like me when I call him his honor the mayor. He's a good. He's a really
Especially-
good guy.
especially in a Yoda voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
His honor the mayor. Mayor, his honor.
Yes,
Hmm.
he is. Okay, what about him?
But I think he's a church going man. I think maybe he set that up like that.
40 days.
And also when we did actually officially go on the stay home order,
Yeah.
it was 26 20. Oh, so it'd be,
See, 2020.
it was Isaiah 26, verse 20,
Andrea?
talked about
You remember that?
go into your home, lock your doors until the anger of the Lord is past.
Remember that 40-day thing? Yes, yes. And 2020, 20 plus 20 equals 40. There's a lot of numeric stuff with 40 and the COVID.
Yeah, well, you got to be really careful with
But
that.
it gets a little crazy.
I had a buddy that got really
I
just
mean, you can be like, oh, we got to follow. No, don't get weird
no,
about it.
No, I had a friend that worked with us, and he was kind of crazy.
You don't go sociopath about it.
No, but it's been over 25 minutes, so Mr. Rooster, we're
What
going
do
to
you
have
got?
to get on out of here.
Yeah, 40 days. Well, all right. So is there anything to knock their ears into a good spiral? We're
Well-
getting back to work. We're going back into society. Come on over here. All right, wrap it up here. Here's one. The Latin root of the word quarantine is 40.
Wow.
The official lockdown started March 23 and then ends, well, from then to May 1st. Not today's May 4th. The May 1st was 40 days, and that's when a lot of them are coming
Wow.
out. So
That's crazy.
Exodus, 40 years. Jesus fasted 40 days. 40 days for a woman to rest after giving birth. Optimum number of weeks for human gestation is 40. A group of theologians thinks 40 represents change. Guys, if that represents change to you, I want you to change who you were and be the new person, the new creation God has intended you to be. This is your host, Johnny Rooster.
And I'm Pastor Matt,
We love talking about stuff that nobody else is talking about.
right? That's cool. I didn't know about that 40-day thing.
It's 40, baby.
So we'll see you here next week. You
Yeah.
will see me here in about 5 minutes.
That's because it's the morning drive.
The morning drive's coming up.
With
Be
Matt
sure
and
and
Jay.
enjoy it. Hopefully it'll be fun. So God bless you and keep you guys.
And no birds will be hurt in this program.
No, not this one. Last Monday it was bad.
Maybe.
All right. So see you later.
Take care.